Welcome to yet another episode of MotoMoku. This one is going to go a bit crazy because I'm going to switch gradually to my natural style. My natural style means I'm going to start roasting some of my colleagues and friends, and I think they are well prepared for it. Just a quick reminder that this channel is for those who are seeking a second wind for their passions and want to feel a connection with others pursuing the same. And just to clarify, I'm talking about second winds and not second wives. This message is especially for Adil and Tariq. Your wives, better halves, might end up watching this episode, so you better be careful. Hey bro, what are you doing? You promised you're not going to do anything nasty, you're not going to disturb anyone, you're not going to bother anyone, especially your colleagues and friends. You can't do that, you can't roast them. Of course not. Do you think I'm stupid? You promise? Good boy, good boy. This channel is also for those who are seeking a passion for motorcycles in Dubai or even elsewhere. Maybe you can pick an idea or two. I particularly welcome people of my age to make a connection with you and share the confidence that challenges in life are common for all of us in this stage or age of life. And if you are none of the above, then you can still watch this because there might be some amusement for you. And lastly, it's for my boss at work, name has been withheld, who thinks I cannot do much beyond having free food at office. I am an angel, I am still watching you. Supposed to mention my boss? Okay, I'll cut that out later. But you see on the screen was my short criteria that I used. First of all, I started looking at type of bikes. As you can see here, this is from internet, there are several types of bikes, so I started looking at some of them. Firstly, the cruisers. This is the one I thought of when I started dreaming about having a motorcycle again. This was the kind I was most interested in. But I realized later that they are not for long rides. There is no wind protection. One of the reasons I started admiring about these kind of bikes was looking at Shah Rukh Khan in those movies, and my wife wouldn't think even for a second and ditch me if Shah Rukh Khan comes here right now. Hey bro, again, I told you specially about your wife. Do not mess with her. She's going to make your life terrible at home. Don't do that. Cut this out. Okay, I'll cut that out later. Yes, you need to cut this. Good. Be good. On sports bikes, they are not good for my back, and when I sit on it, my ass was protruding back and half my body leaning forward. I would look like a dinosaur with my ass on fire if I would be riding a sports bike. Next is scooter. I think you can very well imagine my kids are going to have a laugh at me till eternity if they see me riding a scooter. I would look like an elephant on a small bike and a kid's bike. So finally, left for tourers or adventure bikes. Both of them have an upright seating position meant for long rides and ideal for UAE, considering there's not much real off-roads here unless you want to go to desert. This seemed to me the most logical choice at my age and considering my size. Then I asked my other friend, I think who I remember to be the oldest in the sense the most experienced person riding bikes when he used to live in Dubai. He was practically off to some long tour almost every weekend along with his wife. So both couple, very nice people. They would go out almost every weekend. They're both very passionate about motorbikes. So I asked Tariq, and he did not even hesitate for a second. He said, Asad, forget about everything. Of course, he said, don't even think, go and get a BMW 1250 GS Adventure. No more, no less. I asked him, how about we start with small? He kept saying that, no, don't do that. You have 5, 6, 8, 10 years of good riding life. Start with the biggest one. You shouldn't be worried considering your size, and general health. Next in my consideration was the resale value. The bike should have a good resale value, and whoever I asked, especially Tariq Razi, they were extremely clear that this bike is very popular in Middle East and this is going to get you the best yield on resale as compared to any other bike. Next and most important were obviously the test ride. So I started visiting different showrooms. I went to Kawasaki, Suzuki, Harley Davidson, Honda, BMW, looked at all the bikes there, bikes on display. I sat on them. So I sat on different types of bikes, validated my expectation of seating position, how much space my legs would get, etc. Now on test rides. First time on test ride, but this time on 1 hour long test rides on both Africa Twin as well as BMW. Both showroom staff was very helpful in supporting and quickly arranging this. So my experience with BMW was, it was absolutely full of power. Or Honda is supposed to be better off-road as compared to 1250 GSA. But Honda guys told me this 2024 model has actually, they've introduced some sports mode with DTC, and if you ride or try in sports mode, you will find it having as much torque and acceleration as I would find on 1250 GSA. With somebody with my limited experience, I would say I didn't find a lot of difference between Honda and BMW in terms of acceleration and torque. Anyway, so you can see in the videos, I did ride on both of them, and ultimately I was sort of equally split between both of them. Definitely BMW did sort of a TCO, total cost of ownership, the kind of thing that we do for technology projects. With the resale value, Honda has 1 year warranty and service, whereas BMW offers 5 years, more resale value. I would say better brand reputation amongst motorcycle hobbyists. So on stage, also thought maybe when I retire and go back in 3, 4, 5 years, I might even take this bike. Then I found out that you cannot import a non-Canadian spec bike to Canada. I even did very detailed study, or reasonably detailed study, in finding out what if I get a bike from Canada, import it here. UAE has no problem, absolutely great country in terms of that. I could get it here, and then later whenever I leave, I take it back with me. Why lose value on a bike that have been self-ridden by me only? But I found out after adding all the logistics, import duty, which is not a lot by the way, VAT, etc., that it would ultimately cost me around $7,000 extra. So I thought it's not worth it. BMW on the other hand has already decided that they are not going to keep 1250 GSA anymore. From 2025 onward, they are introducing a new model, 1300 GSA, which I've seen dozens of videos, spoke to people in Canada, from dealerships to hobbyists, and they all had negative comments about 1300 GSA. Negative in the sense they said it's a new one, a lot of people are not comfortable with a lot of things they have introduced, GS Adventure 1300, and maybe somebody newbie like me don't want to be bothered by problems or issues, technical challenges that will come whenever they launch a new model, which happened with 1250 GSA when they launched it years and years ago. So this 1250 GSA 2024 is going to be one of the last inventory items that will ever be built by BMW. So this is how I end up finally picking up eventually. So cost comparison, by the way, Honda Africa Twin 78,000 dirhams. BMW started with 98, and then after some time and discussions, finally the offer was at 92,000. I also got lucky that some banks, Emirates, NBD to be honest, was running a promotion that if you buy a new vehicle directly from a dealership, they were offering 2 years interest free, processing fee free, zero processing fee, zero interest for 2 years. So I thought it's going to be very convenient. It sort of covers the difference between 78,000 and 90,000, considering I might not get the same offers on Honda Africa Twin. So that was the cost comparison. After making up my mind, somebody did ask me by looking at photos of this bike, where is your wife going to sit? I shared with them the photo that you see on the screen now. That's a perfect representation that how do you find silver lining in every challenge of life. a big guy can actually offer additional security and comfort and cushion to my wife sitting behind me. To conclude, in a head-on between Africa Twin and BMW 1250 GS Adventure, this is how I would wrap up all the discussion so far. BMW definitely has more power, more torque, more acceleration. It has better brand repute. Its warranty is better, 1 year versus 5 year. Overall, very good resale value. When it comes to Africa Twin, I think its biggest strength is its DCT, the automatic gear technology. I felt that it was extremely convenient and comfortable, especially driving in the city where you have to stop and go traffic. Not managing gear is a wonderful advantage. So that is the biggest strength of DCT. But to conclude, I think BMW 1250 GS Adventure is still better as compared in a comparison between both of them. I watched around maybe 40-50 hours of comparison videos by people all over the world, and the overwhelming majority of them definitely said that BMW is way better in for road performance. Some people did say that Africa Twin is better in off-road performance. So winner ultimately is BMW 1250 GS Adventure. Hoorah! So if you are interested in bikes or how to deal with life and old age, or if you are oversized, or you are going to become an empty nester, keep watching this channel. More to come. I would also like to apologize that in one of my videos related to Chigi unboxing, I used the word gentleman, and my female colleague just called me and said, "Why are you being gender specific?" My apology. When I say gentlemen, assume ladies as well. When I say ladies, assume it includes gentlemen as well. All this discussion about bikes, what kind of bike should I buy, etc., comparisons, ultimately boils down to having a license in first place. And getting a license in Dubai is not easy. There are certain tricks and tips that none of the driving schools, I'm quite sure, because I've spoken to some other colleagues who are going through or went through getting a license here. Those tricks and tips are not shared by the instructors in those schools. I'm going to share those with you. So wait for the next episode in which I'll explain how to get a bike license in Dubai, easiest and best way to do it. Keep watching. Allah Hafiz.